Warning, the views and beliefs in the following program does not represent the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture because, like I've said week after week after week, it's an orchestrated plan by the man. Viewer discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the nightcap. Yes, it's me. Yes, it's me. It's MIK. No, that's not it. Your eyes do not deceive you. It is time to get out of pocket. I am your host, Mike. Nope, that's not it either. Whether it's Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, or Saturday evening, whether you got your honey-do list, whether you're in the gym, whether you're driving in the car, whether you're at home, thank you for spending your Saturday with me on the WOD podcast, Wrestling of Destiny. I'm your host, Sean Luke. Nah, that's not it either. Yo, how silly of me. Of course, it's Wednesday. And you know who begins the Wednesdays on Boom Broadcasting. Give me my theme music.
Can't fall off, now they holler he'll turn. Thinking I'ma sell out, talking just to feel heard. I never listen, although they say it's strictly.
Welcome to Quick Hits. I'm your host, Shannon Smith. August is coming to a close. The summer of sports is about to change into fall. Cooler air, crisp temperatures. We're starting to see some sweaters come out. Time to get a little warm. That means the fall sports are coming. We'll see the playoff picture in Major League Baseball as less than 30 games in the regular season. We'll see the WNBA going into playoff mode. And we'll be seeing full slates of football on Saturday and Sunday. And that's got to be enough to make anybody happy. But before we get into these quick hits in the world of sports, we got to go back to school. Got to go back to Quick Hits University with an announcement from your master teacher, Mr. Smith. Hello again, and welcome back to Quick Hits University. I'm your professor, Mr. Smith. Today, I don't have a lesson, but I have a proposition. Here at Quick Hits University, we are here to provide every student with an opportunity to be heard. It has come to my attention that many of you have been listening to the lessons here at Quick Hits University. And us as an institution, we're very proud. We're very thankful for how you've taken notice to our shrewd prudence in the field of academia. So I would like to extend to you, the student, an opportunity to have your questions, your comments to be answered here at Quick Hits University. So I've opened up my messenger, the comments here on Quick Hits, also the DMs and the tweets to be open to all of you who would love to have your questions answered here at Quick Hits University. So feel free to pour in those questions. They can be in the field of sports. They can be in the field of academia. They can be about Quick Hits University. They can be about anything that you would like. I'd like serious questions so that those serious questions can be answered here inside of this classroom. So make sure that you do so. And the next time that we meet, they will be read, they will be thoroughly explained. You will have a class, a master seminar put on by me, your master teacher, Mr. Smith. So, put on your thinking caps. Make sure that you are ready to have your questions answered. Make sure the questions that you have for me are thorough and precise, because I will make sure to give you a thorough and precise lesson to be taught to the masses so that academia can live on. I am Professor, Master Teacher, Mr. Smith, and this is QuickHits University. Send in your questions, it will be answered. Class dismissed. With 30 games, less than 30 games in the Major League Baseball season, Shohei Ohtani has managed to be the quickest player to get to 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases, taking him a mere 126 games to do so. He also became the first Dodger and the sixth player all time to have a 40-40 season. We're not even in September yet. So the question is, will Shohei Ohtani become the first 50-50 player to ever play the game of baseball? Now me, I would love to see it. I really think that Shohei Ohtani, yes, I know that there are going to be some people that are going to throw some shade at me, but I think Shohei Ohtani has the sweetest swing in all of baseball. And this is coming from a Ken Griffey Jr. guy. I believe Shohei Ohtani has the sweetest swing on any baseball player ever in baseball. I'd love to see him do it. I think that he is one of the best speed power players to ever play the game. And if he keeps playing at this high level of play, I believe he'll be the best speed power player to ever play baseball, even above Barry Bonds. Now, I do believe, even though he won't do it, I don't think he will. I think Shohei Ohtani will get close. Now, last year, Ronald Acuna Jr., get well soon, my man, hit 41 home runs and had 73 stolen bases, which exceeded 50 stolen bases, but he was 9 short. Shohei Ohtani has 41 home runs as we speak with 40 stolen bases. The reason why I feel like he'll come up short is because the next teams that he'll be playing are the Orioles, the Diamondbacks, the Angels, the Guardians, the Cubs, the Braves, the Marlins, the Rockies twice, and the Padres. Now, the Guardians and the Rockies and the Angels are top 10 in home runs against, which I feel like Shohei Ohtani will hit 50 home runs this year. I think he'll get 50. The man is swinging. The man's playing good off the plate. He's doing great off the plate. He's hitting bombs. Incredible hitter. I think he'll get over 50 home runs. I do see that. But I think he'll come shy with stolen bases because of the teams that they're playing next. The Padres, the Guardians, the D-backs, the Angels, and the Rockies are in the top 15 in opponents' stolen bases per game. I think it's safe to say that Ohtani has been hitting at a high level. He's been stealing bases, very good on the base pass, but I think that he's not going to be able to get the stolen bases that he needs in order to get a 50-50 season. However, historical season for Shohei Ohtani, his very first year as a Dodger. He's exceeded expectations. He's played great baseball. I don't see why he wouldn't win NL MVP. Bryce Harper played some great baseball, but I don't think it's enough considering the fact that Shohei Ohtani could be the first 50-50 player in Major League Baseball history. He will come up short, though. And I also believe Aaron Judge will hit 63 home runs this year. So that is my baseball quick hit. My quick hit for basketball takes us to the WNBA, as we're here to talk about Angel Reese. Now, Angel Reese has been coming up in talks about her ability to rebound. She set a record being the only basketball player, men's or women's, next to Shaquille O'Neal, that have 2 straight 20 rebound games. Angel Reese is one of the best glass cleaners in the WNBA and arguably one of the best glass cleaners in all of basketball. With her great play, her 22 double-doubles, and 3 straight 20 rebound games. In spite of all of that, critics are bringing up that she shoots a dismal 38.9% from the field, citing that she cannot hit shots up close. And the reason why she can't hit shots up close leads to why she has more rebounds than she does points. Considering the fact that Angel Reese is one of the top players, arguably in the WNBA, and definitely one of the top rookies in a loaded draft class, it begs to differ. Is Angel Reese stat packing? My quick hit on that? I don't think so. Reason for that is Angel Reese is a post player, meaning that she gets scrappy, she's gritty, she has a lot of heart. She plays in the paint, which means that she's going to have double, triple teams down low. So, of course, there's going to be times where she's going to have to go back up, put the ball back up into the hoop. But then there are times where she'll have to pass out. Now, looking at this, Rebecca Lobo brought up something very important. If you take away all the offensive rebounds that Angel Reese has from her missed shots, she still has the most offensive rebounds in the WNBA. So with that being said, seeing that she's a glass cleaner, a gritty, hard-nosed player that plays in arguably one of the hardest positions in basketball in that painted area, going for the basketball, going for rebounds, going up between double and triple teams, having to be guarded in the post area, I think that a lot of people are giving Angel Reese a hard time for no reason. Now, she's not a step-out shooter, which is something that she's never been. She's a back-to-the-basket true center. So it's very important that we bring that play up. Now, another thing that's being brought up is that the Chicago Sky are 8th for the final playoff spot in the WNBA. So the synergy in the team hasn't been there. There have been times where Angel Reese hadn't passed the ball out with those defenders on her back. There's not a lot of synergy with the team. There's been times where players have spoke up saying that their coach hasn't been able to utilize their players, hasn't been able to utilize plays, and therefore Angel Reese is putting a lot of that on her back. But considering the fact that she's playing hard in the post, considering the fact that she is one of the top rebounders in the league, there has to be some accountability on her coach and some accountability on her team. Now, mind you, I'm not making concessions for any player, but considering that she's one of the only players that's being talked about in the Chicago Sky team doing anything, and she was picked number 7 and Camille was picked number 3, it's very important that her team help carry the load. Angel Reese is playing incredible basketball. She's rebounding better than anybody right now in the league. And I would arguably say she's one of the best rebounders in all of basketball. Had to get a little bit more light in the room for this next quick hit. Still on basketball, because I have to weigh in on this subject here. So it appears that Ant Edwards and Magic Johnson had a little bit of an exchange lately, over this past week. Ant Edwards talked about old basketball not having the skills that new basketball has. Magic Johnson chimed in and said that he believes that he doesn't have to listen to a guy who hasn't won a championship, an NBA championship, a college championship, or a high school championship. He feels like what Ant Edwards has to say is null and void, considering the fact that he has more accolades and more championships than he does. I get it. I respect it. I understand it. Magic Johnson is one of the best point guards that's ever played the game of basketball, unless you've been living under a rock. Magic Johnson was a highly recruited basketball player when he was in high school. One of the best college players in the nation. Him and Larry Bird battled back and forth with each other from college to the pros. Magic Johnson is one of the 50 greatest basketball players in the past 50 years and one of the 75 greatest basketball players of all time. So, of course, Magic Johnson has a leg to stand on. And Edwards, on the other hand, is the new up-and-comer. He's got a little bit of hype around him, considering the fact that the Minnesota Timberwolves played very, very good basketball, beat out Denver this year in the NBA playoffs, got to the Western Conference Finals, unfortunately came up short. And Edwards played on that gold medal that gold medal basketball team for the USA. Played wonderful basketball, did great. Do I think Edwards has next? Absolutely. Do I think that he's going to be a great basketball player over the years? Absolutely. Potential MVP. Potential NBA champion. But the word I put was potential. That hasn't been done yet. So Magic Johnson, he has a leg to stand on here. But keep in mind, and Edwards, I don't think he was wrong for what he said. I honestly believe that he has a leg to stand on. The skill has upped itself in the NBA. Players have gotten more skilled. Big men have become better shooters, better passers. You've got smaller guys out there, more athleticism, stronger, faster. The game has gotten faster. There's more scoring. The skill has gotten better. Of course it has. But let's keep in mind, the reason why that skill is elevated was because of the ones that came before. So, Ed Edwards right now, he's got to slow his roll. But one thing I can say about him is he does have next, and he has plenty of reason to have his opinions out there. Magic Johnson, on the other hand, he might have to retract a little bit because some of us older fans and some of us older players might have to yield to these young guys and see that they have a leg to stand on when it comes down to the skills category, to the way the game has evolved and the way the game is being played is different from the game of being played in the 80s and even the 90s. So it's important that we don't look to always think that we're right when it comes down to it. Not always the case. So, with the men's game being wrapped up, quick hits in basketball complete. Welcome back to Dallas, CeeDee Lamb, as you signed a new contract, $1.36 million for 4 years to stay with them boys. Now, did I see this coming? Absolutely. I didn't see CeeDee Lamb leaving anywhere. I saw CeeDee Lamb having an opportunity to get a better contract. We all know that wide receiver room in Dallas would be looking really different without him there. And it would look a lot weaker with CeeDee Lamb being Dak Prescott's number one target out there throwing the football. Smart move for CeeDee Lamb to come back to Dallas, and a smart move for Dallas to pay CeeDee Lamb as well too. As Dallas is looking to contend for the NFC East, looking like they have stiff competition with the Philadelphia Eagles, who added on a new receiver to their tandem, and is looking like they're having one of the most explosive offenses in all of football right now. So it was in their best interest to go get number 88 and put him back on the team. So, good move for Dallas, good move for Jerry Jones. Not really much to say on that one. So the Pro Football Quick Hit is done. Connor Stallions is back in the news as a Netflix special. Looks like it's going to chronicle the sign stealing scandal that was at Michigan University last year in their run for the national championship. Now, Connor Stallions is coaching high school football in Detroit right now as an offensive coordinator. And one thing that I said during this time is that if Connor Stallions has his say or talks or says anything, Sharon Moore and Jim Harbaugh, they might be a little worried. Sharon more than anything, considering that he's coaching that team now. Jim Harbaugh, not so much. Jim Harbaugh is in the NFL. He has a 4-year show cause to not coach college football. So honestly, I think that he's okay. He can't go back to college football. He's got time away from the sport. He's going to focus on his team, the LA Chargers. Sharon Moore, on the other hand, might have a little bit more to worry about, as he could automatically lose his job. But Connor Stalions is going to have his say. Connor Stalions was saw on the sideline of Central Michigan acting as a coach. We all know it was him. We saw those pictures. We saw him in those glasses and that hat on, acting like he was coaching. That man was over there learning those signs from Michigan State. But what I don't understand is, why in the world would you try to find signs or steal signs from a squad that is dismal? I know it's your rival and everything, but Michigan State is horrible. They were horrible in football last year. So you're going to steal signs from your rival who you creamed, who you were supposed to kill? I think that if they would have stole signs from Michigan State, it wouldn't have been much of anything. They still would have won by about 40. So I don't understand that. But also in essence of that, if you're going to steal signs from a school that you were supposed to kill, a school that had no chance against you, then you definitely steal signs from everyone else. I know Ohio State would think so. I know that many of those schools that were beaten by Michigan last year, who had an undefeated record and a storied run to the national championship, I'm sure that every single school could say Michigan stole our signs, regardless of how bad they won or how much the margin of victory was. There's always going to be that question mark. There's always going to be that dark cloud. So Jim Harbaugh's national championship that he won at Michigan could always have an asterisk to fans outside of Ann Arbor, Michigan. So college football, that's your quick hit. Florida State, the former number 10 team in the nation, had a heartbreaker in Dublin, Ireland, as they lost 24-21 to the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, an ACC squad. So the question is, does this hurt Florida State's argument for why they should explore life outside of the ACC? I definitely think so. Last year, Florida was stepped over as the Alabama Crimson Tide were picked to be the 4th team in the 4-team college football playoff. Florida State felt like they were robbed. Most of their players decided to not play in the bowl game against Georgia, and Georgia destroyed them. Florida State is making this argument about how they should split from the ACC and go somewhere else, considering the fact that they are the team that's holding up the ACC when it comes down to football. Unfortunately, I think somebody forgot to tell them that they had to play Georgia Tech and win first. Now, I do understand that Florida State, a charter member of the ACC, has had wonderful football seasons, won national championships, and has had success. Clemson's another squad as well that feels the same way. But both of these teams right now look like they've got their sights set on life outside of the ACC and are forgetting to play this season that is before us. Now, granted, Florida State has the accolades, a legendary coach, national championships, relevance in the nation as a football team. Same with Clemson. Clemson has a coach that can be legendary in Dabo Swinney. They've won national championships. They've played great football. But all of this has to be considered going into this season. I don't understand how you can talk about how great you are, but in key moments, where have you been? So Florida State has to understand that there's a full season of football left, And you can fight legal battles later on another field inside a court. Same with Clemson. Get past this season first. Talk to the NCAA later. Florida State. How's that quick hit? So now we're going into the final segment of the show. Hope you enjoyed everything. I enjoyed giving it to you. But unfortunately, it'll be on a somber note that we end the show, as the passing of CeeDee was discovered upon on Monday of this week. Unfortunately, his son put out the tweet saying that he passed away, and that's unfortunate. No, actually, it was Tuesday. I'm sorry about that. It wasn't, it was Monday. It was Monday. I had it right. But that passing was really, really tough. For those who don't watch wrestling, for those who haven't watched wrestling in the early 90s, CeeDee was known as Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, and Psycho Sid. My favorite run personally was his Psycho Sid run in the WWE/WWF. He was the bodyguard to Shawn Michaels when Big Daddy Cool Diesel left, and Psycho Sid was running amok. He had a WWE Championship run, which was really, really good. And it was really cool seeing Psycho Sid fight alongside Shawn Michaels and the American team against the Hart Foundation. It was fun having Psycho Sid. He was always a wild card, always a fun character. Liked Psycho Sid a lot. That's my favorite run of Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, Psycho Sid, was that run during that time. And it made me think, as I age as a sports fan, it's rough seeing guys that you grew up with getting older and getting sicker and passing away. It's rough because when you were younger, all the joy that they gave you whenever they be on your TV, no matter who it is, whether it is your favorite entertainer, whether it's your favorite musician, whether it's your favorite actor, actress, whether it's your favorite show, it's tough when a member of that show or that actor, actress, that entertainer passes away, and you remember them when they were younger, and you remember them when they were in their prime, and you remember all the joy that they gave you when you were younger. And as you age and you mature and you get older, that person will get older as well too. And it's hard to believe when you're watching TV, or if you're on YouTube, or if you're listening to the radio or whatever you're listening to, when you find out the passing of that person. It hurts. I know that person may not have knew you personally, but the way that person acted, the way that person entertained or sung or performed, it made you think that that person knew you, or that you knew them. And it's hard getting over that. It's tough when you have those losses. Losses in your family and your friends, of course, are very tough, but losses like this are tough as well too, because that person entertained you, that person used their talents, and now there was things that were unforgettable about that. And it's rough seeing that person pass away, that person get older, that person just slowly wither away. But that's life in a nutshell. It's going to happen to us all one day. But enjoy, like Michael Davis said, my man MD said on his episode of Out of Pocket on Tuesday, enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy these times. Enjoy it, because you never know when they'll be gone. You never know when it'll be your turn. So, rest in peace, Sid Vicious. Thank you for your contribution to the ultimate gentleman sport. I'm Shannon Smith, and this is Quick Hits.